What's going on, y'all? It's your girl 24K, and I'm tuned in to the hottest DJ in the land, DJ Shoeshine, on Shoeshine Radio. Keep it locked.
I'm so tired of these lies, and I'm ready to eat my little sugar to give you all my time. If you let me do so, darling, I will pave our way. You and she a brand new joy on a brand new day. A little cooperation will make a better way. Girl, I'll make you so very happy. Take you to ecstasy. I'll give you all my money, time and everything. Girl, I'll make sure you're satisfied. Be here by your side, 'cause I love my baby. Yeah.
What's going on, y'all? It's your boy DJ Shoeshine, and we are live here in Shreveport, Louisiana, and this is a special Shoeshine Radio exclusive. This man that I'm about to interview right now has been in the game for over 30 years. Goes by the name of Slack Tracks Entertainment. How you doing, Slack? What's up, brother? Not much, man. Blessed to have you on the show, man. You got me in Slack Track Studios, man. So,
oh yeah. Thank you for having me, man. It's a pleasure, bro.
Most definitely. So, the first question that I ask each guest on the show is, basically share with us, how did you get your start in the music industry? When did music begin for you?
Actually, music began for me when I was 6 years old. My uncle bought me my first drum set, and I went on to do, junior high school marching band, and then I did high school marching band, the Great Fair Park High School marching band, at DPO. And when I was at that park in the marching band, I went to stage band. Okay. Stage band was more like bands that plays live in general. So we had our own stage band. We had a lead vocalist, a guy by the name of Mike McRae. He was one of the Shreveport OJs. Okay. So after I started playing the stage band, we actually took our stage band, we named our stage band, and we started doing professional shows at 16, 17 years old. Wow. And we had a group here at home in Shreveport by the name of Showcase that was real big at the time. And our first date was we opened for them in Spring Hill, Louisiana, but we had a name called Hard Time. And James Brown, man, he was like, not the famous James Brown guy, but James Brown, he was like, man, we can't let y'all get on stage with a name called Hard Time, so he said, I'm gonna change y'all name to Touch. Okay. So we were like, okay, we were cool with that. So, man, here we are, this big band, horn players. We looking like Earth, Wind & Fire up there, but being in mind, all of us teenagers, you know. Yeah. Man, we waxed them that night. you know, we tore them up, man. So after then, met a guy named Ron Johnson, and he was over showcase, and I had this big 24-piece drum set, because like I said, I kept a drum set. Yeah. And sometimes they would, use my drum set at their shows. Mm-hmm. And he was like, man, can you sing? I was like, no, not really, man. I say, I'm more of a dancer, because I made up all the dance steps for me and another, our dance committee. Yeah. We made up all the dance steps for the band. And I'm like, I can dance. I said, but I'm a drummer by heart. Yeah. He said, well, I need a front man, and he said, and what I want to do, at the time Shalimar was 2 females and a male. Right. He said, I want to flip it. I want to change it to 2, where it was 2 males and a female. Right. With Jody Watley and, Howard Hughes and all them. So we flipped it, we had 2 females and I was in the middle. Okay. I'm young, had this little, so-called popularity in the city back then, by being a dancer, because I was in the junior lockers. I could break dance, I could do all that stuff, man. Yeah. So he started training me with that. And that's how I got into the live thing, man, through Ron Johnson.
Ron Johnson, okay. Big shout out to Ron Johnson.
Yeah, Windstorm, Ike and Tina. He played with the Manhattans, and he established musician, man. He come out to marching band also, but that was like somebody who took me and brought me in and showed me the ropes of being a live musician.
Right, okay. Now, a lot of artists that, I look up to, they're inspired by something or somebody. So what was some music that, you grew up to listening to back in the day that inspired you?
Man, to be honest with you, my uncles and my aunts, man, they inspired me really, because every holiday they would all get around and they would sing, and I'm looking at them singing, but they would start partying on a Friday evening and wouldn't stop partying until Sunday night. So I heard from the Marvin Gaye's, man, to the Confunctions and Earth, Wind & Fire and the Cameos. So music has always been around me, But my influence, my dad played drums. Mm-hmm. My dad was a dancer with Archie Bell and the Drells, and some of you parents were gonna know who that is. They had this big song called Tighten Up. Okay. And now he's a big writer at Malico Records, man, for Shirley Brown, Denise Williams, Mel Waiters, so that was my biggest influence, man. But my family, man, because like I said, man, I heard music all day, every day, all kind of genres of music, man, country, jazz, blues, pop. So I just grew up in it. Yeah, I grew up in it, man.
That's what's up. Now I want to fast forward it a little bit to 1993. Now at that time I was 5 years old, so how did the relationship begin, the working relationship begin with H-Town? How did you first meet those guys?
Well, it wasn't H-Town that the relationship with. It was Bishop Stick Burrell, who was the producer of H-Town. Okay. And it was Rico Knight, Eric Rico Knight. Mm-hmm. They were playing backup musicians for Marvin Cease. Okay. The blues, Mr. Candlelicker himself. Yeah. So, and we were Windstorm. Uh-huh. So we would be on the road all the time together, Texas, Arkansas, Mississippi, and and we were like brothers out there on that road, man, and they were like, well, whoever make it first, we're gonna help each other out. And then these are genuine people who mean what they say and say what they mean. Yeah. So when the record came out, I was over at Nightwing Studio here in Shreveport. I mean, Troop been in there, who had been in there? Hammer been in there. Wow. After 7 been in there. And I was engineering and producing over there. And when the record first came out, they came over to a rehearsal. Mm-hmm. And when they came to the rehearsal and they got out the van, somebody screamed my name. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, what they screaming my name? I don't know these cats, what I'm saying? So it was Stick. Yeah. And so they came and did KMJJ, they did a Juneteenth thing at the municipal. Okay. And so Stick was like, look, I'm getting ready to go to Europe. So when I get back, I need you He said, you still playing drums? I said, man, every now and then. I said, because I'm on the front line now. I'm not really playing drums like I used to. I got drum machines, you know what I'm saying? So he was like, look, when I get back, I'm going to call you. But, you know me, Windstorm's gigging so hard. Yeah. You know, we making money, man. We all over the country. I'm like, yeah, they all say that when they in your face, you know? Yeah. So he got back from overseas, man. At the time, man, he's a big time producer now, man. He's doing Ex-Girlfriend for R. Kelly, man. He's doing gigs. He's doing all these acts. So he called me and said, my son's birthday was June 8th. And he called me and he was like, man, are you ready? And I'm like, ready? What you telling me? He said, man, you ready to come on the road? I said, when you need me. He was like, yesterday. Yeah. I went to Houston on a Wednesday. I rehearsed on a Thursday. And I opened up for Tupac on a Friday in Fort Wayne in there.
Wow. What was that experience like opening up for Pac?
It was huge, man. It's all these Muslim brothers all around the venue, man. And you know, you looking at Pac, man, it's like, man, that's Pac. You know, I'm out here. That's my first. You know, I'm trying not to be a groupie. Yeah. You know, I'm like, I'm with H-Town. I mean, that's the #1 song in the country. You know, this is not the loop. But I'm like, man, that's Tupac. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, it was lovely, man. It was lovely, man. They gave me that opportunity, man. I appreciate them to this day, man. You know, I love Dino like brother, man. Love Shazam and G.I. And with all of them, you know, Dino and Shazam, man, they were so playful. G.I. was more of a serious type, but G.I. embraced me more so. But, you know, a lot of things I did with Dino, you know, like helped him out with the drum machine when he first started producing and stuff. Yeah. And we would sit on the bus and I would tell them stories about me playing in the chitlin circuit and man, we get a rubber burger, what we call it. You had the old microwave burgers. Yeah. And I was like, man, and he looking at me like, wow, man. I'm like, yeah, we come from the gutter, dude. We come from the chitlin circuit, you know. And, I mean, our relationship, man. As a matter of fact, I had to play Shazam one time. You know, all of us had the same cuts. Yeah. You know. Yeah, I remember that. So he was sick. And I had to go to the, you know, at the time, you know, a lot of times, man, what they done cut out, but you should do these in-stores. An in-store is when you go to the record store, you're in the city, you go to the record store, you let a table out, you sign autograph and all that. Yeah. So Shazam was sick. So, you know, Pat Johnson, who was the manager at the time, was like, man, you got to play Shazam. I said, oh, I'm a light-skinned brother. You know, I look like, so, you know, so. Man, we never made it because we couldn't ever get out the van. Yeah. I mean, as soon as they opened the van door, the women, the girls, man, pandemonium. It was going crazy, man. So I'm like, I'm glad because I really didn't want to be signing Shazam name that night. You know? But it was a beautiful experience, man. Went around the world twice. Yeah. Did Arsenio Hall. You know, did Showtime at Apollo. Toured with everybody. You know, and it was a lovely experience. Now, you know, I appreciate you guys to this day.
Man, that's a blessing, man. Now, you know, we come from the same H-Town family tree. Now, you know, I can remember, you know, around 2003, you know, being at home watching 106 in Park and hearing the announcement that Dino had passed away in the car accident. Now, I was, you know, there in that moment. Now, could you share with us, if you can go back, where were you when you found out that Dino passed away?
Well, I mean, it's the day that I never forget, so, you know, I was in the studio. Me and Ron had a studio together at the time, and we were recording in a stick call, and he was like, hey man, Dino passed. And I think, you know, stick joke a lot, you know what I'm saying? We all play with each other a lot and stuff, man, and he was like, Dino passed, man. And I got the phone and looked at Ron. I said, man, Stick said Dino gone, man. He was like, Ron snatched the phone out of my hand because it was, you know, when it said that, man, the words of that, like, Dino's gone. Yeah. I couldn't fathom it. Yeah. You know, I couldn't fathom it. You know, not this great vocalist, not this guy, man, who really hadn't got his just due, because to me, he's one of the best vocalists that's ever lived, most creative person that, you know, one of the most creative persons that ever lived, man. And I'm like, no, not Dino, man, because I saw Dino the last time they came to the Players Club. Yeah. You know, that was the last. In fact, I have that. I recorded that night. Yeah. You know, and I still go and look at that, man. And it's like, man, I just can't believe it's like to me he's still here, you know, and I just be wanting to hear that voice, you know, because I've seen this dude sit down on the piano and just play and sing, man, and it just captures your attention. It just, man, he was so soulful, man. And it's like, man, and this kid opened his mouth and sang "Never Had a Little Lamb," man, I almost had me in tears, you know. So yeah, it was a big impact on me, man, you know.
Yeah, I think, you know, it's a big impact on all of us, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I mean, he's truly misses, and, you know, of course your heart, my heart, and, you know, us together, you know, just keeping his legacy alive, the H-Town legacy alive. So,
sure, man.
You know, but, man, I'm excited because you're back with the music.
But yeah, well, I never stopped the music. I always get in the background of the music, man. See, for some strange reason or another, man, when I met Stick, and I seen Stick take H-Town where he took them, and I also seen Stick take Ideal. A lot of people don't know that Stick had Ideal first, also. So I'm looking at this producer taking these young, talented people, making them, molding them. So that's what I started doing, man. That's when I started, you know, in 2004, I started producing Shallow, you know. And everything I saw Stick do, I done, because Stick is my mentor when it comes to production, you know. I don't think there's nobody more of a genius than he is.
Yeah.
He doesn't get his props, but I give him his props because, you know, that man taught me a lot.
Yeah.
He taught me so much that when I first started producing this stuff, he put me in the studio, man, left the drum machine and keyboard and say, finish the song.
Wow.
And I'm like, man, but how do I? He said, finish the song.
Wow.
It's like teaching somebody how to drive standing shift that never drove standing shift.
Yeah.
But he had faith in me. And he, you know, he was like, I know you can do it.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'll never forget that. So, you know, I never got out of music so far, because I did the whole Screwed Up clip. I have a song, CD in Houston, Screwed Up clip, Southside Players, man, from Big Hawk, rest in peace. Big Pokey, Lil Kiki, Lil Flip, Lil O. I worked with Scarface. I worked with a lot of people on the production side, you know. So I always got it. I said, okay, well, I don't want to be in the forefront. I want to get in the background. I want to produce these cats. I took Shallow around the country with no record.
Wow.
We opening up for Nelly. They opening up for Jerry LeVert. They opening up for Silk and H-Town, you know, and with no record.
No record.
I went, even though I did it backwards, I did it.
Yeah.
When I realized that, man, we should have put the record out and then start promoting the record. Then I went to phase 2 of putting the record out and promoting the record. Matter of fact, Shallow 6 months ago was #2 in Japan.
Wow. That's amazing.
I'm still sending product, CDs, to Japan now.
Man, that's amazing.
You know, so, you know, that's why Shallow, you know, me being in the background, but I'm still relevant. You see, a lot of things I do, because I don't feel like I just want to get all the, you know, my accolade for it.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I produce a lot of people. I put on shows. I got a sound company. I got a studio. But I don't, you know, to me, it's like, for some strange reason, I feel like I was blessed with something.
Yeah.
Because here I am a drummer, but I know how to hook up sound equipment.
Yeah.
I know how to run a studio. You know, I know how to produce records. So somewhere, somebody had to give it to me.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna take the credit for it, but I'm gonna pass it on.
Yeah, exactly.
You see what I'm saying? I'm gonna pass it on. Anybody wanna learn and you're serious with it, then I pass it on. So that's why I got Shallow. And there's been a lot of faces in Shallow. The group had changed.
Yeah.
Name stayed the same, but the group has changed. But that name still rings.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And that's why, you know, we work, you know, we gig live, we put records out. And I feel like that's what I'm meant to do, man. You know, just be in the background and pass my gift off.
Yeah, and you're definitely a blessing for that, man. So you got the new single out with Shallow. It's entitled Like My Baby Said. Share it with us. How did that concept come about? What was the inspiration behind it?
Honestly, man, my wife. Okay. You know, because I'm always a soft in the heart when it comes to, you know, it's like I write songs about people that I'm with. If I love them, then you're gonna get a song written by me. You know, so, you know, even though it's on the sensual side of it, but it still is like that's what inspired me. That's what motivated me. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I did that song, because I rode around with that song in my head, and a lot of times when a song pops in my head like that, it's for me to take my time with it and really do it right.
Yeah.
And I want to make this song catchy. I want to make this song simple. I want to make this song commercial, so when it get played, when it goes off, it's still ringing in your head.
Yeah, with them three right there, you gotta hit.
Yeah,
You know
that's
what
it.
I'm saying? So
That's it.
I love it. And you know what I'm saying? We're gonna definitely get it in rotation on this interview right here. So y'all keep it locked, all my viewers out there. You know what I'm saying? So Slack, man, you have been in this game 30 years plus. What do you see yourself in the next 30 years? If you can.
I really, to be honest with you, man, in the next 5 to 10 years, I'm really looking for that apprentice that I could just give all this to, the knowledge, to get up and go, you know, the know-how, so they could take this same thing that I know how to do, my tools, and say, hey man, because I'm really pulling myself back. That's why I started pulling myself off the stage when I got in Winston, and I still have my own band. You know, we do wedding receptions, we go to casinos, and we do all that. But I'm gradually pulling myself out of that part of it, so everybody can shine up front.
Yeah.
I really want to just be behind the scenes, man. Not managing, recording, then just doing sound. That's it. Because I love it. I know I'm never going to get out of music.
Yeah.
I know I'm not. But I just want to be far behind the scenes as I can.
Okay. That'll work. So, you know, before we get out of here, is there anything else that you want to share with the people? Any advice to the future generation?
Well, a lot of times when cats, you know, artists come to me and say, help me. What I want to say to artists is, you got to help yourself, and you got to be genuine with this, and you got to be committed to this. I mean, I live music. That's music is my life. That's all it is.
Yeah.
I live music. And now, a lot of people say, okay, you're a sellout, right? Well, I take that term and I said, I'm a sellout because I sold out to the music.
Yeah.
You know, I sold out to knowing that my God blessed me with music. So I'm a sellout.
Yeah.
So you got to sell yourself out to this. If you really and truly and honestly want to do this, I mean, there's going to be a lot of low times. There's going to be a lot of high times.
Yeah.
You're going to find yourself robbing Peter to pay Paul. You know, you're going to get in some situation that, you know, you're going to say, man, I got to go back and mend that situation because I know I didn't do right by it.
Yeah.
So, but you still got to stay committed to doing this. You know, if this is what you want to do, you got to do it constantly. You got to live it. You got to breathe it, man. You got to feed it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you just can't say, I'm going to make a CD, I'm going to put it out, and I'm going to be a star. Well, it's not about being a star. It's about maintaining doing what you like to do.
Yeah.
See, because a lot of times, a lot of people could say, okay, go get you a real job. Well, this is a job. I actually work harder than people that clock in. You see what I'm saying? You have to work 3 times the harder.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but you can prosper in it. To me, making it, you know, I don't have to have platinum and gold albums around my wall to say I made it. If I could pay my bills, have my transportation, feed myself, that's making it to me.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And that's why I say a lot of people, they get this misconception of you got to put a big chain around your neck. It's not making it to me.
Yeah.
I done been there. I had loads of money. You know, I had the fancy cars. You know, I've been there, I did that, you know. Now, it's about selling down, having something, leaving a legacy. Man, you know, that's all I could leave you, man. That's what you know, stop getting it twisted, thinking it's about the material things.
Yeah.
There's more to it than that.
Yeah. You know, as I get older, you know, I'm starting to realize that day by day. So I commend you on that. I salute you on that, man.
Yeah, man.
So this is my musical father, Ronald Jefferson, aka Slack. So y'all keep it locked, man. I thank y'all for tuning in. And before we get up out of here, how can people reach you on social media?
Man, everything Slack Tracks. Everything is Slack Tracks. SLACKTREXX. Except my Facebook, which is my real name, Ronald Jefferson, but my Twitter, my Instagram, everything Slack Tracks. YouTube, Slack Tracks. And everything. You can't find me there, you can find me at Shallow Scenes. And I also want to say, look out for Ike Ghostin. We have a Southern Soul artist that we just signed to Malaco Records through my dad, you know what I'm saying? So we doing that genre too. We're doing Southern Soul Blue. So, you know, produced by myself and Mr. Juicy himself, Mr. Luster Baker. We got Bad Mama Jammer. You know, I'm more hands-on with them because, you know, I see a big thing with these females. It's a female band, and automatically that's exciting to me to see female musicians anyway.
Yeah.
So, you know, look out for Bad Mama Jamma, look out for Ike Golston, look out for Summer Wolf, look out for Mr. Juicy, because I had a part of that too. He's number 5 in the country right now in the Southern Soul market, getting ready to go on this big blues tour. So, you know, we all a musical family around here.
Yeah.
All of us produce together, we write together, White writes, you know, Charlo writes, you know, Josh and Josh, they have their own project right now. So, and that's why I say you can't constrict yourself to one thing.
Right.
Don't constrict yourself to one thing. Maybe Josh and Josh make it over him for Charlo. Maybe Bad Mama Jamma make it for both of them.
Yeah.
So, but guess what? We all are one.
Yeah.
It's like Frankie Beverly said, we all one, you know what I'm saying? Shoeshine here, we got Krishana there, man, love her to death, man, because she's a beast, you know what I'm saying? And, hey, man, I think this family that we have right here, man, I think we're gonna go to some high places, man, and I look forward to it.
Yeah, I agree, man. So without further ado, man, we're gonna check out, sign out. God bless to all that's tuning in. Slack Tracks Entertainment, H-Town for Life, 24-hour hustle, all day TNC Media, Kid Productions, Shoeshine Radio. Y'all be blessed. Hey yo! Why not?
Yeah, sir.
Black Track Productions.
My baby knocks me off my feet. Her body bangs, it makes me weak. I get turned on even when she speaks. There's no other girl that can compete. Yeah. Talking about my baby, she gon' drive me crazy. My baby blows my mind. Talking about my baby, she gon' drive me crazy. So sexy and so damn fine. Talking about my baby, she gon' drive me crazy. So classy, but yet so good. Talking about my baby, she gon' drive me crazy. She got that good, good. Can't nobody do me like my baby. Can't nobody do me like my baby. She drives me wild and she drives me crazy. Can't nobody do me like my baby. She drives me wild and she drives me crazy. When she do me sex, pain, ooh, wee. When she leaves me so horny. She's my special kind of freak. Late at night she turn up the heat. Early in the morning gotta change them sheets. Can't nobody do me like my baby. Talking about my baby, she gon' drive me crazy. My baby blows my mind. Talking about my baby, she gon' drive me crazy. So sexy and so damn fine. Talking about my baby, she gon' drive me crazy. So classy, but yet so